Everyone, Kim here with Abundant Life Tarot. I am so happy you are back with me. We are doing another mystery mystic reading, and we are exploring the energies surrounding that of Janette Pantoja, beautiful 28-year-old, and her ex, as described in the news, Juan Almaza Zavala. He's 36 years old, and on August 7, 2022, they traveled up to Reno, Nevada for Hot August nights, and they were due back same day. She even contacted her boyfriend back at, I believe, her place and said that she should be back, very shortly. And so their phones pinged about 30 minutes outside of where they, I guess where they live. And from there, nobody's heard from them. There's been no sign or trace of them or their vehicle. It's like they vanished. It is discouraging to see that there's not been a lot of press coverage on their case. There's not been no news press releases from the police on what they're doing to figure out what may have happened. And so that's discouraging. So please, you all, make sure that you raise awareness surrounding their disappearance, because we want to make sure that everyone who is missing gets as much attention as some of the more high-profile cases. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and do an opening oracle reading. I'm just going to explore the energies surrounding the case, and then if I'm called to go deeper with a tarot and oracle reading, I will. But we first just do an opening oracle reading to explore the energies. All right, you all, let's get started. Okay, I've just been sitting here looking at their pictures. They're asking about the energy surrounding the disappearance of Janette and Juan. Where are they? They were only 30 minutes outside of home on their way back from Hot August nights, Reno, Nevada. Payne Valley is where their car last pinged. Okay. Poison. Anything else you wish to share, Spirit? No. I'm going to reshuffle those just for a clear shuffle. Just for a clear shuffle. One or two more cards, please, Spirit. What happened to Janette? What happened to Juan? Flower. Ear. Okay. I'll zoom in just a moment, okay? All right. All righty. Let me do this. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that a little bit better. Okay. All right, so we got the Iceberg card, Mirror, Crow, Poison, Flower, and Ear. And this is interesting to me. the Iceberg card, you remember with the Titanic, you remember how there was the iceberg in the midst of this whole thing, it wasn't so much that the cause of the Titanic going down was that it was an iceberg, it was the inattention, the not paying attention, the not keep a proper lookout, and thus the Titanic hit the iceberg, and thus the ship sunk, right? There wasn't an awareness of something that ran deep, okay, with the situation. The iceberg card can represent, like its literal meanings, obstacles, hidden emotions, things that run deep, right? That someone needed to have some more self-awareness and self-exploration about a situation. And they did not. And remember what I mentioned earlier about the Titanic. And it wasn't so much the iceberg that was the issue. It was the inattention, the improper lookout to seeing things, how deep things ran. Okay? Problems may be bigger than you think when you see this card, all right? So that's what we have there. So the next card we have, and I think I want to zoom in a bit tighter too, just a bit tighter so you guys can really see closer up. We got Mirror. So the Mirror card. So what's interesting to me is there was some self-reflection needed. And this is tying nicely with the Iceberg card, because remember, I said there was some sort of self-exploration needed, some self-awareness about a situation needed, and it wasn't there. Somebody needing to reflect on things, a need to look at things honestly and with clarity and clearly seeing things. This card also, the Mirror card, one of the associated meanings, interestingly enough, is vanity. Vanity. Someone maybe thinking that they're, what they are, who they are, is bigger than what it was. I don't know. So that's what I'm picking up on here, is that the Mirror card tied to the Iceberg card is about someone really having a bigger, how do I say this? Their perception of who they are and how they show up in the world is bigger and deeper than what it really is. And maybe it was the perception of a relationship that was bigger than what it really was. And so that's interesting to me. Now we're going to look at the Crow card. The Crow card is about bad news. So in this situation, in this dynamic, in this relationship, there was some sort of bad news discussed. I'm hearing arguments. I'm hearing bad news being conveyed and received. This card is also associated from moving from one place to the other, and it also can be tied to some sort of criminal activity. Now, could it mean, this couple is engaging in criminal activity? Not necessarily. It could, but not necessarily. Could it mean that one of the two people in the vehicle was engaging in some sort of criminal activity? Yes. Could it mean somebody outside of this couple was engaging in criminal activity? Yes. So even though I'm telling you all about this situation over here, it running deep, sometimes what Spirit does, Spirit reveals a lot of different themes, and I never can really quite understand why until later on as time goes by. Then I'm like, oh, that's why you shared that with us. Like, this could just be about their dynamic. I understand that Janette and Juan at one time dated. They were ex lovers or ex boyfriend and girlfriend, and now it sounds like they were friendly or friends, and that it was cool. But you know, emotions are running deep here. Something is just not what it seems, and someone's not paying proper attention, and so someone felt blindsided when news was conveyed. Bad omen, bad news. Now, the bad omen card, crow card, I mean, it does represent a bad omen. It could indicate that they may have been met with something that caused them harm or worse, okay, with the crow card. And it could have been at their own hands or at the hands of someone else. Now, we got the poison card. Poison card. Something toxic, a toxic situation. One of the key meanings to this card from the creator of this deck is, let me see, accepting something harmful, self-destruction. Toxic people. Okay. Toxic people. Accepting something harmful. So we have that, right? And it's sitting underneath the Iceberg card. It's sitting next to, you know, like across from the Mirror card. So was there a toxic situation that they were in? Did they link up with somebody? Or was this the toxic situation that they found themselves in? And then we have the Flower card. So, someone who's beautiful, gorgeous on the inside and out, like a flower, appreciated, and this could be because it's sitting underneath the Mirror card. This is like, okay, someone who really is appreciating themselves, appreciating this beauty, their own beauty, the beauty of this relationship, able to see the beauty of it, even though it was actually a toxic situation to be concerned about, to be aware about. It could, you know, just represent that they had a beautiful connection that could have turned toxic, and that as a result of the toxicity, there were blind spots that were seen. Now, this, again, I'm not saying that Juan caused harm to Janette or vice versa, okay? Could be not, and this is what's telling me I may need to do a deeper tarot reading later this week to delve into the energies to go a bit deeper, because what is the Poison card and the Iceberg card and the Crow card speaking about? Where is this going here? Okay. And we have, you know, someone seeing the beauty, seeing someone as a wonderful person when in fact it was a toxic situation that they didn't realize that was actually going to cause a lot of harm. Okay. Finally, we have the Ear card. The Ear card is about hearing news. And remember, I mentioned you all earlier when I closed my eyes and I was just placing myself in the vehicle, hearing news, hearing bad news. This could represent the family hearing some news about this situation, getting some more clarity and insights about this situation, this toxic situation. It could also, you know, at one point I was thinking, and this is Kim speaking for a moment, my logical mind was like, well, maybe they had some kind of carbon monoxide poisoning, and they're, it's an older Ford Explorer, right? So maybe there was something with this card that means that. But I'm sensing that this is speaking about interpersonal relationships here. And so the ear card is about becoming aware of the situation. I sense that the family is going to become more aware and more clear about the situation was not as beautiful as it seems. Oftentimes, exes get along great. They are able to be the best of friends, go travel places for day trips, and really get along. But it could be that someone around them was not feeling that at all. It could be maybe Juan had someone in his life that wasn't feeling that. But it also could be that Janette's boyfriend wasn't feeling it. But I'm sensing that this is a dynamic, since we're talking about the two of them, this is a dynamic between the both of them. Okay. I'll see if there's anything else to shed light on here. Ear, again, is like I said, there's going to be news heard, becoming aware of a situation. It also speaks to the fact that there was words exchanged in that vehicle. Things became toxic. As the closer they got to their home, and 30 minutes out, look what flipped. Let me show you. Jealousy issues, personal. Let me shuffle. I want one other card from this one. Burn down. And I'm going to shuffle from this section. I know some people were saying that they think that that they felt like this was related to the Kylie Rodney case, but intuitively, I just felt like it was just a coincidence. I don't, at this time, sense there's a connection. I sense that this is something that's between them. I'll see if there's any other cards that wish to jump. If not, we'll leave it at that, because we've got jealousy issues and personal. And I think this is what Spirit is trying to tell me, is that this is interpersonal. Remember I said that earlier. Interpersonal. This is not, this isn't something where it's like stranger danger is from what I'm picking up. Anything else? This is related to jealousy issues, personal issues, emotional situations running deeper than they thought. Okay? That is what we've got here. And then we got burned down, fire, and arson. I mean, I wonder if they're going to find both of them. Oh, boy. I don't know. Let me show you. We got 60 to 110 kilometers. Y'all know I don't know my kilometers. I have to always ask one of you all to help me convert, or I look it up later. But it's 60 to 110 kilometers. This could represent how far out they were away from their home, where the vehicle may be. So there's that. 60 to 110 kilometers, country, wilderness, green, lush. This did, the last location of where their phones pinged was in Nevada County. So if that's the case, I do know that area semi-well. I used to live out that way, at least in Northern California. So I know that there is wilderness, it's green, it's lush. They didn't make it into the city limits yet. It was still quite, sometimes it felt like you could ride on those roads forever before you reach your destination. It really did. So 60 to 110 kilometers. It's interesting to me. Held captive, hiding, locked away, or hidden. Now, this is interesting to me. Now, burn down, fire, and arson. That could be that just somebody burned some evidence, burned the vehicle, tried to cover up, trying to burn down. Like, you know how like when somebody lights something on fire burning down the situation. It could be something along those lines, or it could literally mean someone burned up. Like things are on fire because of jealousy issues and the interpersonal situation. Held captive, someone held against their will. It could be they're hiding out, keeping them away. The closer that we got to home, the closer it became to realizing they were about to not be with this person, and so therefore it became a problem. So held captive, hiding, locked away, hidden. I mean, of course, this could mean that someone else is holding them both. It certainly could, and I mentioned that in the beginning. But again, we circle back to this Iceberg card and poison, something running deep. All right, you all, let me know in the comments section. What do you think? This kind of concerns me, the Crow card, about whether or not there may be bad news in terms of maybe them crossing over. It doesn't entirely mean that, though. But something is definitely combustible. Something could mean somebody or something got burned up. Do you think that we need to go ahead and do a deeper dive, do a deep reading on this situation? If you think so, let me know in the comments section. And please, they are still missing, and answers need to be found, and they need to be found. So let's keep putting their name out there in social media, sharing their missing persons poster on your social media platform to get the word out, okay? Do me a favor, on your way out of the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for your thoughtful comments. Bye for now.